Hi everyone, this is Viviane Mauricio and this is Detangling Brazil. And today it's around 9 p.m. on a Saturday and my kitchen is in a mess. I have people um, in the lounge, so I decided to record quickly this video here to talk to you a little bit about Brazilian elections. But I'm meaning to do this video for the whole week, but I couldn't do it, so now I'm hiding here in the kitchen trying to speak to you. So what's the reason of this video is Lula and The Times. He was the front cover of The Times, the American magazine, if I'm not mistaken, this week. And the reason I want to talk to you tonight is whatever the media is saying back home, back in Brazil, streets are saying otherwise. Even the surveys that in the past used to show that he was going to win if the elections were today, he would win the elections, but the streets say otherwise. And for some reason, recently this week we had some surveys that this number is changing slightly with the rise of Bolsonaro, kind of a bit lower, because before the difference was much higher. But now, for some reason, the difference is Bolsonaro is a bit lower. So why I'm here to talk to you about the front cover of The Times with the tiny second act, meaning second chance, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? So even that he goes internationally and says whatever he wants to say, that he's this and that, internally when he's with Brazilians, with his own crowd, with his own people, because he's this kind of candidate that can't go out. He's allowed to, because if you saw my previous video about Brazilian elections, he was over the investigation on the car wash. He was sentenced to about 12-ish years, and because of some funny Brazilian laws, he stayed just a bit of his term. And now our high Supreme Court decided to kind of wash the investigation. Said, you know what, it was done in the wrong jurisdiction. Now you are a free man. But Brazilians actually know what happened, so, and they know why he's free now. So regarding the Times, the front cover second act, as I said before, even the media, the mainstream media, says he's in a good shape number-wise speaking to run the elections. The streets say otherwise. And one of the things, the few things that I want to share with you today, and by the way, as I said to you, this YouTube channel is Detangling Brazil. I have another one in Portuguese, which is not relevant to you, to this audience. But I also have on Instagram, which is also Detangling Brazil. For me, it's much easier to feed over there, because doing videos, sometimes the logistics and, I have to look better and etc. So doing it also my knowledge in technology is zero. I have to do videos, I have to edit them, and I'm terrible with that. So anyway, so over there is much more information that we have here on YouTube, because for me it's much easier, because just like pictures and some writing and grading. So yes, go there, and thank you very much. If you like this work, if you like this kind of information, if this is relevant to you, share, go to YouTube and subscribe, and go to the bell and to the notifications, so every time I release a new video will be aware what is happening. So thank you very much for being here, and please, if you can, share. Also, I have many projects for this work. I want to do some interviews, I want to do some documentaries, I want to do some special documentaries about agriculture. For instance, in Brazil we have some kind of seaweed which can produce, and we can use it as fertilizer. So there are so many things that I want to speak to, I want to talk about you, but I need time and I need money for that, so I can hire people to help me with that. So what is Lula saying? internally, because as I said before, he's allowed to go, but his popularity in Brazil is so bad that if he goes, he will be kind of harassed. He will not be very welcome back on streets of Brazil. So what he's saying, number one, he's saying that he's going to do some changes to our CLT. What is CLT in English? Something like consolidation of labor law, of work on labor law, which means, according to the new changes that Bolsonaro did, with of course the help with our federal deputies chambers, it's widely known that Brazil is a country which is very, very heavy on taxes. So one of the worst places in regard to tax, because it's very high. So in Brazil, in the past, it's kind of still like this, but changes slightly. If you have one staff, if you need if you have a factory or a shop or something, you need to hire staff. So the taxing so much, you have one staff, you have to pay in taxes for two. So it's kind of it's not affordable, it's not practical, it's not good in any way for both sides, because the worker wants to work and he needs to work. The boss, whoever runs the company, so the entrepreneurs, they need staff, but they end up with this situation that they pay for the double for just one person. So it's not fair for both sides, and they're quite happy because you have more flexibility in order to discuss your contract of works and etc. So Lula said if he goes in power, he's going to change that and undo a lot of things that he thinks is not fair. The other things that he says, that if he's in power, he's going to create a new currency for Mercosur. With, if you understand, I am not an economist, I'm not a politician, so I can't discuss the things, but you may, some of you may be aware of this, especially with the economic situation of Argentina, of Venezuela, and the other countries over there that money-wise speaking, economically wise speaking, they're kind of broke. So what is the point of doing a currency like that? The other thing that he said he's going to do is to kind of legalize abortion. It may sound kind of normal for some countries, but for Brazilians in general, they're very conservatives. They have these Christians values. They're very traditional. Some may call they're old-fashioned. Most of them, the majority of them, do not agree with that. Most of them are totally against abortion. We are pro-life and not against life. The other thing that he says is that he's going to reign, he's going to govern, he's going to have people helping him, some social groups, which we call MST, which translates is like people without homes. So workers, laborers without MTST, people without homes. So laborers without homes, so people that are poor, they need a home and they can't afford that. And also he's going to govern by the side of the people of MST. What MST means: workers without land, people that would like to have a small land where they can harvest, where they can then plant and survive with this. So he wants to govern with this people. But the funny things that you may not be aware, but in the past, when PT, the Labour Party, was in power, they had these groups. So when people went to streets, when there were some kind of manifestations to support the government, we had these large numbers of red flags and this MST or MTST or CUT, which is the laborers, another labor group that kind of helped him. If you go to my video about Brazilian elections, you may know that in the past there's some taxes that the average worker used it to pay for them. So this kind of tax that use it to go, plus the government money for such such groups. So actually they're not over there organically, they were there because they had some kind of influence, some kind of help to do that, and he wants to have these people by his side again. And also in some occasions he said that one of the things that he regrets in life when the Labour Party PT was in power was that he could not regulate media. What he means by that, he kind of wants the same standards as Cuba, China, Russia, and Venezuela, which means media is totally controlled. So one of the things that he grasped, that when he was in power, he didn't do that. So this is one of the things that he wants to do. But you may think, who on the earth would like to give such comments, say such crazy things? May not sound strange to overseas, to abroad, but to Brazil, is whatever he said here is very, very heavy. And why he says that? Maybe because he trusts our electronic voting system, which is something that I want to do in another video about Brazilian electronic system. So one reason some experts, some journalists say why he says such things which the average Brazilian would not vote for him. So why? Number one, because he trusts the electronic voting system and he knows he's gonna win, so he's saying this. And if he wins the election, he cannot say, I said what I was going to do, so I didn't lie to you, so why are you here saying that I didn't say such things? Number two, the other reason is now that knowing that he's going to lose the election, so for his image of the popular man that Brazilian people love him, so for him to finish his career as a very loved politician, so what he's gonna do, at some point of the elections, when they're doing the propaganda and saying people, he's going to give up to run the elections and put someone in his place. So if this person wins, it was not Lula, so anyway, so people didn't vote. So this is the reason he lost the elections. So yes, so this is why this is what I wanted to talk to you about, the Times, the cover of the Times, and what actually he's saying in Brazil and how Brazilians sees that. So yes, thank you for watching. Thank you very much for being here. Sorry about the noise. I'm home. I have people haven't showered in, etc. So sorry about that. As I said to you, I need your contribution in order to have a decent place to talk to you. So my Brazilian kisses to you. Thank you so much. Subscribe, go to notifications, and go to my Instagram if you want to donate for this to grow, and if you want to share this, please do so. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching. Bye.